Welcome back, Hot Wheel collectors and die-cast enthusiasts, to another episode of Curb's Garage. Today we're going to look at just some unique stuff in my collection, and we're going to go through this here and just kind of talk a little bit about each thing. These nifty little things right here are Hot Shots that came out in 1970, and they got this little pull-back thing right here. You pull it back and take off like a rocket, and it's got the little devil on them. Heat Wave was what this guy was called here. There's the 1970 on the base, and you see Hot Shot, made in Mexico. And there's the wheels. They have some grip on them. And here's the other one here. Let's see if this one has any name on it. Maybe missing a sticker before Tampos. I think they were basically the same shape, just had different stickers on them. There's the pullback thing there. And these things are actually pretty tough to find and pretty valuable. So if you find those and you think they're silly, don't pick them up. You might have found a nice little score. All right, next up we have the steering rigs. Just let me get these all set up here. So here are the steering rigs. And the steering rigs, let's see, these things came out 1981, 1982. And they got this little contraption here so you could steer it from the back. And these also are a little bit easier to find. Matter of fact, these things here, I'm missing one here, but you can get the replacement part on eBay for them. So if you do find one without it, these are available on eBay. These things, I'm guessing, probably around $60 or $70. There's the steering gadget right there. So you see it got, there's two holes. There's the one on the left and then the regular one. Anyhow, that's how that works. So there's the steering rigs. There's a bunch to choose from. I only have 3, and I got these actually all at one time for $1. So that was a pretty neat find. I'm not gonna get to this guy yet. Let's here. This is just a Larry Wood, clearly signed Papa Vet, but it was a holy grail of mine. I couldn't find this car. You would think it would be easy to find, but years and years I've been looking for it, and I finally got it. And I collect my stuff pretty much loose, but how am I supposed to, take this one out of the card when it's signed by Larry Wood? So that'll stay like that, just hang on my wall. Here's another neat little Hot Wheel book. This is just like a little kid's book, and there's the back. I think this came out like 1969 or something, 29 cents. And pretty neat. Found that for pretty cheap at the swap meet as well. Here's another neat little sticker book. This has a little bit, probably more of a, there's some pretty neat cars, pictures in there. So that was pretty cool. Then I got this other guy here. This one's got some red lines and pretty neat little book there. So there was that. This book, let's see if there's a 1968 published. So let's see the back. That. So, there's that. And let's go ahead and go with the Sizzlers. So this came with this. I bought this case with cars in it for $100 at a swap meet, and it actually has the little juice pump there that you'd charge the cars with. And let's see, here's the car, and they would fuel it up with right there, and there's a switch, turn it on and it would go, and you didn't need gravity to have the car go. It can go on a flat track and just go around until the battery ran out. So just kind of charge this battery where this little round thing is right here. This thing would charge that, and they would just go automatically. So I'm gonna set this aside for a second. Let me take a look at some of the ones that I do got. Sorry, this is making me dizzy. That's a pretty, I don't know what all the names are. That's the base. There's that one. Here's one. It's all chipped off, missing the wheel. And yeah, the neat thing is they all have the red line wheels on them. And they're all plastic, you know, probably because of the charge on them. I'm not sure, but I do got some cleaner ones like this one here. And actually, these things came out 1970, and they went all the way through to 1978. And then they released them again in 2007. But I think 2007s are different models altogether. Jeez. Back over here. Let's see. Here's another one. Example. I got this. This one's pretty cool. Almost like a normal car there. And yeah, you can see that I don't know, they got kind of oily, and you had to keep these things separated from your regular Hot Wheels because the fluid or whatever from the battery acid would ruin your Hot Wheels. So anyways, I got some of these are in. So that one was pretty cool, and I got this guy here. I'm not sure how difficult they are to find, but I know that they can run pretty high if you get them in mint condition. And yeah, I was lucky to get this score. Plus, I ended up, once I got this, I started finding them just out in the wild, and didn't really pay very much for them. Just got lucky. But if I was to look on eBay, I'm sure it would. This is a pretty neat little indie looking one. Nice condition. Probably paid somewhere around $70 a piece, probably, I'm guessing. Something like that. But, yeah, I just dig them. This one here looks like the Ford GT. Super nice condition. Red line wheels. There's another one. This is about the same as this one here, except for much better condition. Let's see what else we got. A few more. There's another one of these. And it's a little chaparral. Probably asked, do these things work? I've never ever tried charging them up since I've gotten them. But anyhow, let me kind of show you how this thing works. So there's the pump, and it would have batteries in the back of it, and then that would go into the side of the car. Sorry about that. Would go into here. So this would go into this like little slot, and you'd set it there, and it would charge. And then you'd switch that button on, and it would go. So that's it for the Sizzlers. Go ahead and open up this case right here. It's got some neat little items in it. Here's what we got in there, and take a look at these guys. These, I'm not sure, they originally were called the choppers, something like that. And then they used to have riders on them, and then they became rumblers, but they were called choppers, I think, something like that. But yeah, these are pretty hard to find in good condition. Yeah, this one's got the handlebars missing, and they had riders. I think I mentioned that would be on there. And so to find these, you know, that one's got the rubber missing. Is there's a pretty decent one right there, and it's probably the best one I got. So those are the rumblers, and that came out in 1970. This is kind of neat. This is actually a Hot Wheel slot car, which I've never seen before. So not sure. It looks fairly new, but not sure when it came out. That's pretty unique. Let's see. We can go to the Farbs. These funny little guys. I got a couple of them. I'm missing one. There was 4 of them. Let's see. There was High Gear. This was, I believe this was Red Ketchup. And then this one guy right here was Head by Miles. And then I'm missing a guy called Hot Rodney, which hopefully I'll find this year to complete my set. And they came with the red line wheels, and yeah, these guys came out in 1972. Goofy little guys. This guy has a little red baron type of thing going. Alright, so that's that. What do we have here? Oh yeah, these guys. Let's see. Got a couple of these here. Let's see. These are. What were these things called? I think these were the Revvers, and they had like they were rubber band powered. Back here, they had these little things that would wind up the rubber band, and you could see some gears, and they would go. And they're actually quite a bit different ones, but they're also hard to find. But they're pretty neat. You know, they have the red line wheels on them, and they were from 1972 as well. With that enamel paint job. I wonder if that had anything to do why in 1973 Hot Wheels all wore enamel red. But pretty cool little cars. Let's see what else we got here. We have got a high raker, and yeah, they would go up like that, and then you'd put them down like that. This is pretty cool. Big blown engine and Cal Custom. There's the base. I'm not sure. I think this looks like it's looks like maybe a newer Revver. I don't know if they came out. I haven't found too much information. It looks kind of like the same type of thing on the back. If you know, leave a comment. But there's that one. And then got this nice little example of the flip out. This little gadget right here. It would hit the track in the car, go flying. And so black wall wheels. Pretty heavy piece actually. Then we got the power commands, which I think you pull them back and you'd hit they're like a pull back and you'd hit the thing and they'd go. So that's what those are. And actually I have this right here, which is actually I think the same. Maybe it's a couple different cars. That's how they came. And there's the back. And let's see, there's the date, 1989. I'd like to collect all these, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for those for this year. So some of the other unique cars. Oh, here we go. This is this right here is what they called. What was this one? The Scorcher? And yeah, the Scorchers. And these were a pullback car too, and I think there was like some kind of winding spring in here that made them work. This one clearly doesn't. But those came out in 1979. This one's the White Thunder. And yep, so that's that. Some of this stuff you've already seen. I just wanted to go over it one more time, one last video. This is a pretty unique car right here. This came from a Hot Wheel factory that you can make your own car and paint it and do your own molds. And that's what this one's from. And I haven't seen any of these anywhere. So I'm really stoked that I got one, a sample of one. And yeah, there it is. So pretty cool. Let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, here we go. This is another pretty rare piece. This is the Space Van that came out in 1984, and It actually books at $90 in mint condition. And it's a, actually, I think if you look in there, it's a, whatever you call that, a seeing machine. Chrome plastic base. That was a pretty neat find in that condition. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is, I found this at a Hot Wheel convention show, whatever you call it. Not a convention, just a Hot Wheel show out in Riverside. And I got it from the guy. He wasn't sure, and I can't find anything about this one. It's not any information. So I think it might be a mail-in. Maybe it's a newsletter. Maybe that's what that is. They sent it out to you with a newsletter. So I'm guessing it's pretty rare. If anybody knows, please, yeah, comment. So that was a pretty neat find. Then here's, I'm not sure what it is with this particular Corvette Stingray. I guess it's super rare, and it books at $400 in mint condition. When I first started collecting, I actually was one of the first ones I found. This is probably the most expensive Hot Wheel I own. Blackwall wheels, and I'm not sure why it's as rare as it is, but or as expensive as it is booked. But so if you haven't seen one, there it is. Or if you have one, hold on to it. And let's see. And then the last piece I have to look at is this 67 Camaro that came out the 15th anniversary. Came with a buckle, Hot Wheel buckle, and it's fairly rare. Not too expensive. I think it books like for $35. It's a super nice piece, but if you're a 67 Camaro collector, I'm sure it's one you want in your collection. It's got a nice green kind of Spectre Flame paint job on it with a black roof. And that's it. I just wanted to share with you some odd stuff, because just so you're aware. Anyhow, happy hunting and happy Sunday, and hope you guys have a great week. Bye.